You are live. What is going on, everybody? I got a hot adult beverage. My voice is a little hoarse. I've been fighting probably the big COVID this week.
Early on,
We're we're going to talk about that a little bit, and I've got people in here. We're going to do. Guys, I have been fighting a truck axle and this cold or COVID or whatever the heck it is all week long. I haven't had a lot of time for anything else. But let's go ahead and get this party started. Hang on, guys. There we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it has been a hell of a week. Glad to have you guys here. Excuse, I took a cough drop. I'm going to try not to have a coughing fit during the show. I did decide, though, I haven't had a lot of prep time. I haven't had a lot of time to work on it. And I just thought, you know what, let's do an open mic night, change it up a little bit, throw it out there, because when we come up to the end of the month, we're going to be traveling, and I'm not exactly sure where we're going to be at. So you never know if I'm going to be able to pull off a live once we get on the road. But let's go ahead and give shout outs here real quick. We had Dawn, who was first in the house. Cowboy Biker Adventures, glad to have you here. 6549 Harry, glad to have you here. Oh, rolling down the list. We chatted just for a little bit. X fired up. Glad to have you in the house. Tigner Adventures. They are off in Flagstaff, Arizona, doing a little bit of boondocking. They've got some perfect weather over there, too, by the way. Talking about that. Mr. Gary RV Living Life. Mr. Gary and Carol, glad to have you guys here. Let's see if we can get on down here. Miss Jennifer LaFord. There she is right there. Glad to have you here. WCRV Adventures off in Red Bay, Alabama. Yeah, they're on the road. W.S. Griffey, Richard M., HC Carefree Highway. See if we got a Jim and Sue Finstead. Hello, guys. Miss Laura WG Arts. There she is right there. And Miss Pearl, glad to have you here. Jim Bertrand is in the house saying a hi to everybody from Manitoba, Canada. Ralph Hattenberg, glad to have you here. And if you guys are missing football for me, thank you. I feel honored to have you here. So we're going to do an open mic night. I have not been feeling the best this week, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that, and I'll give you a football update from last week, our winners and losers from last week, and maybe even see if we can't kind of give an update on where everybody is at. But Laura WG Art says we're in Gulf Shores, Alabama. That's not too far. Not too far away from who was in Alabama. Maybe that was you. Maybe it was. Warm and lovely, yes. But it's hurricane season, and I already saw somebody was talking about. This is more. Thank you, Richard Ham. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, they've got a hurricane down there, and I think our Miss Jennifer LaFord is down there in Georgia. She's down in the South states. She's seeing a little bit of rain. Somebody else was saying they were seeing rain down there as well. So Miss Pearl is in Lake Tahoe right now. And it has been. The weather is changing, guys. It is getting colder here. I think I saw a 28 on my thermometer. So hurricane There you go. No, I think it's going to miss you. I've been watching the tracking on that, and it looks like it's going to sweep up and miss you, which is a good thing. Going to be a good thing. So let's hope. Well, we don't need any of those hit making landfall. We really don't. So, oh my gosh. All right. Let's bring on, we've already got, I'm going to throw out the link right here. It is open mic night. I'm just doing this because I didn't have a lot of time to prepare anything or do anything for you guys, but it's always good to have you guys on. And again, I'm going to go ahead and throw the link out there in the chat room. If you want to join us, absolutely come on and join us. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be at the end of the month. It might be right here. I don't know if we're going to be on the road or not. So the person that could probably tell you, Don, are you ready to come on? Got a thumbs up from Don there. Absolutely. Oh, add to stream. There you go. Hello, Don. How you doing?
Hi, Dave. How you doing? How's everybody?
Doing good, doing good. HE Carefree Highway wants a battery update. We can give a battery update a little bit. I have not been able to work on those, but how are you doing? You're actually here where I am. You're at Thousand Trails Sun River here in Bend, Oregon. And
Yeah, I'm over
is it
here.
getting a little cold, Don?
It is. It is getting a little chilly. I think it didn't make it out of the 40s till this afternoon. It finally made it to like 56 or something.
Yeah. It didn't get I don't think we broke 60 today.
No.
I've got my coat on, and there's a reason for it. It's not bad, but it's you know
I
it,
haven't I haven't stepped outside. Let's put that way.
you've been staying inside. It was kind of rainy, kind of cloudy, kind of blah this morning,
Yeah.
and I kind of did the same thing. I am finally resting. Don, you've kind of known I've been borrowing your bike all week. Once again, thank you so much. Don's
No
wheels
problem.
were the only wheels I had this week, and I can't tell you what a help that was to be able to get around and do things. So
Well,
once again, thank you. But yeah, you've been kind of watching me do a
yeah.
lot of cussing over the last week.
Well, you should have been. I haven't heard any, but folks, he went through hell Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday
Yeah,
trying to
he
get that
really
rear end
did.
in. He got a rear end that was junk. So
Yeah, it was a salvage yard, and you know me, I'm a little bit cheap when it comes to, and that's a big part. Not only was it a couple $1,000s, but now you have to have it truck freighted in. It was the whole rear axle on the truck that went bad. And you know, I've had good luck in the past with salvage yard parts, but this one just was
yeah,
absolutely a nightmare from the very beginning. From the very beginning.
yeah.
Um,
Just getting
um,
it, just getting it in was a nightmare.
yeah. So the guy's shop that I was using, I'd like to say thanks to Brian and Dave that they did a fantastic job. I stayed there and helped as best I could, but they really did the whole thing. But I was right there with them, and they put their hearts into getting that done for me. They are personal friends. I've known Dave for 30 plus years, and his son Brian, who worked on my truck, and my son actually grew up together. So the trick was, then they have a full shop there, but we could not get the first problem is we were supposed to. Did somebody say cheap? Yes, I'm cheap, Tom. Yes, absolutely.
Well, you have you seen their latest video?
Yeah, they got me.
They threw
They
you
got
under
me.
the bus on that one.
I own it. You know what? I just have to own it. uh, but you know what? like I said, I've had good luck in the past. So, and I've actually dealt with this company before as far as getting parts. I called them up last week and they said, yes, we have a rear axle we can send out to you. I won't say how much it was, but it was top dollar to get this part, and for a used part. They're supposed to deliver it on Wednesday. Well, Brian and I stood around there waiting at his shop for this rear end to show up. 4 o'clock Wednesday, I called him up and I said, where's the rear axle? Oh, we decided this morning, the boss said that we can't deliver out there. So is somebody going to call me? A call would be nice. I love you too, Tom, Lori. Glad that you know what it's. I own it. I'm cheap, guys. I'm cheap, absolutely. No, we didn't get a call, and so I said, well, we can't deliver out to that shop. It's literally a mile and a half away from their delivery area.
Oh,
I said, can you deliver to the store? There's a store about literally a mile and a half away. Can you deliver there? Yeah, we can deliver there. We can deliver there tomorrow. So they send me a message and they're going to deliver to me at 11 o'clock Thursday morning. All right. Do you know that 11 o'clock got here? I called him up and I said, where's your guy? And this time I wasn't going to wait the whole day for this thing. Where's your guy? Oh, well, the boss says we can't deliver out there. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
Are you kidding me? What have I got to do to get this part? RV Living Live, Mr. Gary, I see he just popped in. Mr. G, are you ready? Where's your bottle of wine? Do you have a bottle of wine? Oh, look at that. Oh, he is ready. All right. That is the go sign. We'll go ahead and add you on there. Hello, Mr. Gary. How you doing?
Oh, he went and
Isn't
shaved.
that beautiful?
That is gorgeous. I
Look
love
at
it.
No, this is better.
Wow. Well, look at that. Okay. I have to give Don the nod there. That's Pendleton right there.
You
Yeah.
can't
A lot
beat
better
that.
than Crown.
All right. Yeah. You win, Don. You win.
Yeah. A lot better than Crown.
Gary, we were just going over. You probably heard me talking. We're up to Thursday trying to get this axle. Do you know what I ended up having to do? I had to call a tow company.
You had to call
someone. I should have bailed on the whole thing, but I didn't have another rear axle. I needed this part. I had to call a tow company and said, can you just go out to the salvage yard, pick up this axle and bring it to me? And thankfully, Consolidated Towing, thank you so much. They absolutely jumped on it. Within, I think it was an hour and a half, I had the part sitting there. Actually, Brian and I had the part sitting there. And we started work on getting that rear axle replaced in the truck.
Was it a flat deck tow truck?
Yeah, it was a flat deck. All of their pickup trucks are set up for roadside assistance. And I told them, I said, you just need a pickup, somebody that can go out there with a pick. They said, no, that's all right. We'll just go ahead and send a flatbed out there. We'll make sure that we get to you. And,
a lot of those guys do cargo when they're not when they don't have a car on the back.
Yeah, well, they did this day. They did this. You know what I said to him when he pulled up? He had just one axle strung across the back of his deck. I said, where's the rest of my car? I still retain my humor just a little bit at this point. But yeah. Wow. It didn't get any better from there. I wish that I could say that it did. It did not get any better from there. Oh.
I'm getting a little bit of distortion. I don't know if it's because I'm uploading my video or what's going on.
Are you uploading a video, Gary?
Yeah, just a short one this week.
Okay. Okay. That's more
Yeah,
than I've done.
it's titled "Are We on Fire?"
Ooh. Okay. Please don't do that. I see you sitting in your rig, so please don't do that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't us.
Oh,
Give it away.
okay. You see it every now and then, full-time life, and you know these things happen, and it's kind of horrifying and makes you think about all the electrical and everything that you've got that could start a fire in your rig. And do we have any tips for everybody out there? What do you guys carry as far as you know, if you had a fire?
Well, we have fire extinguishers, but I would like to get those. I forget the name right now, but they're like a long PVC tube, and they have fire retardant in them. And you
Okay.
suspend them with zip ties, one inside the engine bay, and one in the battery bay, and one over your generator. And when they heat up, they explode and put the fire out.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Don, you were holding up something. What have you got there?
You can buy 2 cans of this. This is the same as a fire extinguisher. On Amazon a couple of years ago, I bought it, 2 of them for under $20.
Is that right?
So I have one
Okay.
in the bedroom, one in the kitchen, and then of course the extinguisher by the front door that comes with the coach.
I like it. I like it.
And yeah, so there's no reason not to be protected.
No, and I've got 2 fire extinguishers on the coach. I've got one that's accessible from the outside and one that's accessible from right from the entry door. So if for some reason I can't get to one, I can get to the other.
Have you
But I
guys?
thought of,
Do you know
go
who
ahead,
David
Gary.
Bott is?
No.
No. David Bott's a guy that has a big coach, you know, similar to ours, but it's a Tiffin. And there was another coach that was on fire, and he went through 4 fire extinguishers in about 5 minutes to get a dog out of there. So a fire extinguisher doesn't do much.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of scary. That is the big deal on these coaches. And the 2 places that I've seen them the most, and I have been into a few junkyards, engine fires in the back of the coach, and refrigerator fires on the behind the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So, and I guess somebody does make an automated system for the refrigerator. I don't know about you're mentioning the hoses that go back to the engine bay. Makes me wonder if that, I bet they have one that goes to the refrigerator area as well, but I don't know.
Well, what those are is they're actually they're just PVC pipes. You know, they're the white, not PVC, but yeah, it's PVC, the white pipes. So the one that goes in your engine bay is about 5 inches in diameter and about 4 feet long, and it just hangs over your engine. You just put it in there with zip ties. It's not a mechanical method. It's not electronic or anything. So if you're out of power or if it heats up, it melts and it puts it out. And they have a smaller one for the battery bay and what have you. So it gets to a certain temperature and it goes off and it puts everything out, right? And they have different chemical ones for different places, because you want a different kind of one over your batteries than you do over your engine, right?
Right. Yep. No, and it makes me, Don, what you've got there, I really like. I can't say that is a bad idea. I worry about something like a tire fire or something like that. That's the other pretty common fire you see, and putting something like that out. I don't know if a little can like that will do it, but I think anything is better than nothing.
Right. This just adds to other fire extinguishers. That way you can have one within 10 feet of each, of where you're at all times.
Yeah.
You know?
I like Miss Pearl's idea. They have one at the front door and one at the liquor cabinet.
Yeah,
So,
well,
Yeah,
priorities.
handy.
that you are covered when you've got a fire extinguisher at the liquor cabinet. You are covered. All right. I love it.
Oh my God.
Priorities.
Yeah, exactly. Grab that fire extinguisher and a bottle of liquor, and you know what? If we don't get the fire out, we're good. We're all right.
I just looked up the name of the thing that I was talking about. It's called Protang, Proteng.
There it
Have a
is,
look at
right
that. It's
there.
pretty cool.
Yeah, Jim and Sue Finstead just put it up there called Protang, and
Oh,
we
there you
have
go.
them. Yeah, yep. Is that the system that you were talking about earlier, Don or Gary?
Yes, it is. We were going to have them installed at Quartzsite last year, but we ran out of time. They were there.
Okay. Jim and Sue Finstead, if you guys could, put it out there. I don't want to get personal. If you don't want to share, that's okay. But I'd be curious if you had that installed and what it cost you to have that installed, because yeah, that's, you never know what topics are going to come up at an open mic night. That's why I kind of love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to reveal it, but I think we were going to have 3 of them done for about 4,000.
Is it that much? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But when you think about what you could potentially lose and what that could possibly save you,
Right.
that is a small price to pay. And considering how much we pay for other things, we don't think twice about spending that for solar or inverters or something like that. So, Tigner Adventures says that Protang will not let you install it yourself. Okay. Yeah. That's interesting and something I didn't know. So thanks for you guys for sharing that. I love it. No, we got to Thursday, we got the rear axle in, and the very first thing that I did was pull the drums off. It had drum brakes on it. I pulled the drums off, and the first thing I could see is blown axle seals. Absolutely blown axle seals. And we've got bad drums, we've got bad brake shoes, we got bad seals. All right, let's just go ahead and roll with it. This is a salvage yard part. We'll just go ahead and put it underneath the truck. We got it all underneath the truck by the end of day Thursday. And where we should have been finishing up and ready to, be done with this. We have 6 of them. There you go. A little update. We have 6 of them and paid under $2,000. I think that is a pretty good deal right there.
That is.
Yeah. Good for you guys. So, all right. Well, we need to put new seals in it. The only way to put new seals in it is we have to pull the axles. And to pull the axles, we have to get inside the differential. This differential, like many of them, has a center pin that is held in with a bolt. We got into that bolt and we went to pull that bolt. It was broken. It was broken. At this point, if I could have screamed, if anything that I could have said could have done any good, I would have done it. I absolutely would have done it. We made the decision by the next morning, and I'm on the phone talking to the salvage yard saying, you sold us a paperweight. You literally sold us a paperweight. We're waiting for an answer we never got. And finally, we did have a small conversation with the salvage yard. And we just told them we're going to go ahead and see if we can pull this bolt. Where it's at and what it is not an easy thing to do. 6 hours. 6 hours to get this broken bolt out of. It was the only way to to progress, to move forward with this rear end. 6 hours to get this thing out. We managed to get it out. We managed to button it up. And we buttoned it up yesterday, didn't we, Don? Didn't I get out here yesterday?
Yeah, you got out here yesterday about 5:30 or so. 5?
Yeah.
No, 5.
Yeah.
4:30. 4:30. That's it. 4:30.
Yeah. Yeah. I now have a pickup that I have practically rebuilt the axle on, that I paid top dollar from a salvage yard to get, and it's running fine. I'm mobile again. So yes, I am mobile again. I'm not a happy camper.
Yeah, but it's the only way you can head. It's the only way you can head south here in a couple weeks.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So,
choice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the story on that. I am mobile again. Don, thank you again for loaning me some wheels that I could get around on. But without them, I'm not sure what I would have done. But yeah.
Well, it was just sitting there. I've got 2, so.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So, Gary, what have you got going on? What are you out there? Now, you guys have to be thinking about heading south here pretty soon.
36 days from now, we go to the Pinery, which is on Lake Huron. And 71 days from now, we enter the U.S. And 96 days from now, our kids will meet us in Orlando. But who's counting?
You're getting close. You're getting close. HC Carefree Highway said it had a question for you there, Gary.
I don't know about Event and e-bikes. I could look it up. What is it about Event and e-bikes that intrigues you?
Yeah, I don't know anything about them. I don't know, although I know they're the latest rage.
Are they? I don't know.
Well, all e-bikes are kind of I see a lot of them anymore, and you sold them for years.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you give a shout out for any or recommend any of the products that you used to sell, or?
Well, I'm still not allowed to even say what I used to sell, but
really,
or even recommend anybody else. It's a non-disclosure agreement. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
But you watch my videos, you can see what I ride. That's all I can say. But it's kind of a silly thing, right? But they can always contact me directly. Whatever. But I would say you have to buy an e-bike that suits you. So for us, we bought 2 folding e-bikes that fit in the back of our Jeep. That was our first priority. And then we didn't want to spend a lot of money. We wanted something all in one. So that led us down the road of the e-bikes we have today.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that I'm okay to say the company I used to own, but I can't promote any other company,
Okay.
And the company I used to own is called Golden Motor. If you look up goldenmotor.bike, and what they do is, what they do what I did. They sell kits that turn bicycles electric. So you can turn your own bicycle electric. But for ourselves, I don't have Golden Motor e-bikes anymore because we wanted something specific and they didn't have that. So that's the way we went. I don't think anybody really cares or, really,
Yeah. I don't know the quality of them. I don't, I guess a name brand really hasn't stuck out so far in the market. And so.
Well, the ones that we have are very popular, and their name brand does stick out. But I can't really say what they are, but it's stupid. What can I tell you?
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a question from Jim. Dave, couldn't you unload the road bike from the back of the truck? The problem with unloading either bike from the back of the truck is I have to be able to back up to an embankment, and then I can unload the bikes easily. Either one, it doesn't really matter. but the truck in its state when it got towed over to Brian's shop could only roll backwards. So yes, I could have technically backed up to an embankment to unload the bikes. No, I could not have pulled even an inch forward once I got there. So in other words, no, unloading the bikes was not an option. But can I give a shout out to Dave and Brian? Those guys knew that I was going to be without a vehicle. Unbeknownst to me, I borrowed a bike from Don, and they had unloaded my street bike out of the back of my truck once it got over to the shop. They used a cherry picker to pull it out of the back of the truck and lower it down to the ground so that I could have a bike to ride around. I didn't know this until I had already borrowed a bike from Don, but that goes a long way to show you these are special friends, and I really appreciate them so much. So Life with Lenny is in the house. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, I just looked up the Protang quote that we had. Jim and Sue, they have a bunch of small ones, I guess, because the one that went in our engine compartment was
at Walmart. Fall means you can expect one thing.
Stupid ads. The one that went in our engine compartment was $13.99. That's US. The one for our front generator was $800, and the one for our battery bay was $500. So that's about $2,700 US. You convert that to Canadian, it's plus tax about $4,000, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So I assume that they have a bunch of smaller ones, which I'm sure work just fine.
Right. Yeah. I can't say it's a bad idea. Let's go on real quick. Let's see if we can't share a screen with you here, and we're going to go over fantasy football from last week just to kind of give everybody a now Gary, you didn't join in on the fantasy football this year. I really was trying to get you and Miss Carol on. What happened there?
We've discussed it, and we're way too busy to be even thinking about that. I know it sounds crazy that we're retired and we don't have time.
Right.
But we have a lot going on right now.
Don, are you buying that?
No.
Sorry, Gary, you're being vetoed there, buddy.
Well, you always make time for what's important.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, okay. Now that brings up the second point, Don. The second point is we don't care about football.
No, there you go.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, Gary, until last year when Dave got me into fantasy football, I gave up on football. They kind of ticked me off, So I stopped.
You know what I know about football?
Cowboys. What's that?
I know that Joe Montana used to play football.
Well, you know what?
You're from Canada.
My player was John Elway. I was John Elway. So, we're going back a little ways.
Yeah.
All right.
But, when I going back in time, maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I used to be in the football pool every year. And the last year that I was in, I told everybody, I haven't got time for this. I'm really not interested. I don't have time. So I'll tell you what. I'll just take home teams for the year. I haven't got time to put my picks in. Are you guys okay with that? And they said, sure, no problem. Home teams for the year. Well, I never paid attention to the football pool the entire year. And then 2 months after it was over, I was with my friends and I said, so who won the football pool anyway? And they go, you did. I go, really? I won? Well, what happened to the money? Well, you never claimed it, so we gave it away. We gave it to the guy in second place.
Well, Gary, what you forget is the NFL is not Canadian football.
I don't watch Canadian football. I never did.
Yeah, no, and it's different than the football pool, isn't it, Don? I mean, you don't have to put a lot of effort into it, but it's really easy to play. So We're going to spend this season trying to talk you and Miss Carol into playing for next year. And we're gonna do our darndest. And Gary, every week I'm going to give an update right here on the live, so you know exactly where you stand.
There you go.
With everybody else.
Well, you can give your update now, and I'll go get some ice out of the fridge.
All right, I'm gonna share that screen real quick. So let's see if we can. No, not that one. That one right there. No. Come on, guys. All right, let me see. I may have to take you off because it's not wanting to share the screen. So hold on. All right, let's see if we can go over there. And why is it not sharing my screen? There we go. Share screen. Let's go over to the Game Center and then NFL Fantasy Football. Come on, let's share that up there. Let's get it going. All right. Last week. This is last week's. Wait a minute. Yes, this is last week's. Last week's games. Stay out of my end zone. 130 points to Wandering Stars. 128. That is Dawn right there. That is Cosmic Mermaid and Starman right there. If I'm recalling correctly. Let's go over to the next one. Cowboy Biker Adventures Dawn versus Kyler the Creator. Guys, look how close this game was. 86.96 points to 86.72 points. Dawn pulling out the win by, what is that, 0.275 of a point. I don't even get that. But congrats on the win. Bomberos Fuego, that is Howard, Mr. Howard and Cindy, HC Carefree Highway, 128. Sassy Pants, Jennifer LaFord, that's Miss Jennifer LaFord, taking a terrible defeat, 79-38, going on. Flying Monkeys, there is Cindy, the other half of HC Carefree Highway, and the Finns, pulling off a great win, 114 to 81-64. Tansy's Pansies up next, 69.40, taking a loss to Miss Carrie, WCRV Adventures. That is Miss Carrie right there. Watch her, guys. Watch her, because she was dangerous last year. I think she can do it again this year. Going on End Zone Neds, and that's our own Miss Karen. She is in 94.52. She takes a loss to Here to Win. That's Miss Laura right there. 140.88 to 94. That is a big loss, but she is doing good. We'll look at that real quick here in a second this week. Scott's FL Grande, that is Scott, 138.42 to Legion of Zoom. There's Mike at 106. And So Good It Hurts, 123. Don't Be a Karen, 92.72. So Robert taking the win on that one. And Dirty Diggleberries, Bobby, 75.24. Huge loss to Gunner, 111.72. And the last one, rounding it up, Damage Inc. versus Boston Ass Kickers, 103.48 to 78.32. Guys, these have been some close games. Let's go over to see how everybody is doing this week. And yours truly, Stay Out of My End Zone, 123 to Don's 93.66. But Don's got a little bit of play time here. There's every possibility. He's got a running back and a kicker that still need to play, so he could pull that off. Wandering Stars, 109.38. That's Dawn. That's Cosmic Mermaid and Starman. Bomberos Fuegos, Howard and Cindy, HC Carefree Highway, 69. You did so well there, Howard, last week. What is happening there? Gosh, we need to get you at Kyler, the Creator, Miss Terra Land, 99.62. Flying Monkeys, Cindy. Here's the win. So far, Now, none of these are going to be done until tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Look at that. There is David from Tansies Pansies. David and Ninette, they are doing great. Tigner Adventures 118.48 to Sassy Pants. That's our own Jennifer LaFord. What is happening there? But she's got two wide receivers still left to play. So I am looking to see Finn's 7604 here for the tailgate party. Still Miss Carrie right there. I'm telling you, watch her. Scott's FL Grande. Scott 87-80 versus Enzo Dancing. That's a close game right there. And Miss Karen, look at that, 125.78 points she's projected for. I think Miss Karen is going to pull that out. I really do. Here to win 41. Oh, that's awful. But look, a lot of players still playing, so you never know. Go on over here. Legion of Zoom taking the lead from Dirty Diggleberries. And that's Mike and Bobby. Glad to have you guys playing along. Don't Be a Karen. Packers 2010 versus Damage Inc. And that is Dick over there. It's still a lot of playtime. That's why you can't call these done until Monday night. And one more Gunner, 133. That's got to be the high points of the week right there versus Boston Ass Kickers. That's the boss right there. So let's see if we can go back and get you guys back on. There we go. Get off of there. Get off of there. Let's see. Add your stream. There we go. How's that for an update, guys?
There you go.
There you go. Don, we're playing this week.
Yeah.
You still got a chance.
Well, you had a wide receiver that scored 42 points on me.
I can't help it if I'm that good.
And I took chances because I started off 22 points down projected, so I had to take some chances, and I couldn't have done any better than I'm doing. So the chances paid off, but then your player scored 42 points.
It just goes like that. But knock on wood, where's hold on. Yeah, knock on wood, nothing is done until Monday night.
That's true.
And you saw it last week. You kind of had something. You were up against Tara Lynn, and you were done. I saw it. You were done.
I do have. Well, first of all, I got a running back Monday night that scored me 20-something points several times last season. As far as how I won last week, I had no players left. She had a player left. Somehow they added 3-something points to my score and took. I can't explain how I ended up winning because I didn't have a player still playing.
I watched that and I don't know how to explain.
Have you figured it out? I haven't figured it out.
You got some voodoo there or something, but again,
well,
you don't.
When I saw that, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it. Now, who was I playing? Tara or somebody?
Tara Lynn. Yep.
Tara Lynn. Well, I didn't do anything. I don't know. The NFL fantasy football did something funny.
Right. Yeah, they did. I don't know what happened there, but you got the win. You know what? Take it. You got the win.
Yeah, because last year I started off 0-2, and this year at least I can start off 1-1, right?
Right. Miss Jennifer LaFord says he's got the inside track. It's not fair. He has Mahomes. Yes, I do. That's because I pick well.
He only scored 17 points.
He didn't do that well this week. Yeah, no. All right, that's enough of the fantasy football. Gary, you see how we do it? Next year, I want to see you in it.
Do what? I'm in the chat here talking about e-bikes.
I see you there. I see you there.
Okay. Well, I don't think I'd want to talk about it. I would go ride it before I talk about it.
Right, right. I don't know anything about the e-bike, so I would actually, if I had to look at anything, I think I would hit up Mr. Gary there, because he's probably got the inside track on what is what, and that'd probably be a good resource there for picking up an e-bike if you're in the market. But have you done any videos on that, Gary?
No comment.
No. Who are you working for? The CIA? What?
He's trying to help you promote your channel.
I've heard there's videos on them.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Don't call Gary. He doesn't know.
I dropped my email in the chat if anybody wants to talk about hamsters or anything like that.
What is your email? Because I am guarantee if I had to buy an e-bike right now, I would be chatting you up, Gary. What is your email? You can go ahead and say it on here.
I already put it in the chat. It's gary@sooooo.email.
Okay. Yep. Look it up in the chat there. And you probably have the inside. If you need a Black Ops CIA electric bike, you're covered. This is the man to help you.
That's right. You know what? StreamYard strips out email addresses, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's Gary, Gary, at Salo, SALO.email. Gary@salo.email. You can also email to GarySalo@gmail.com, but I don't answer those emails. So
okay, let me see. I'm going to go ahead and put it up there. I think I've got it up there. Is that right there?
Gary@salo.email. There's no .com on the end.
Oh, there's no .com.
Yeah, you got to have the @ in between Gary Salo. Gary@salo.email.
Why do you have to be so difficult, Gary? Jiminy Christmas.
Because I know how to be difficult.
It's Canadian stuff.
Is that right? Right there?
It's getting closer. Now you got to put.
Oh my God! No wonder I
Gary,
can't get you on the NFL, because you're difficult.
Gary@salo.email.
That's what I did. Oh, email. Gary at Salo. Well, you got the Hillary Clinton servers or something there.
There we go.
With.
You got it,
Gary.
No, that's not it.
Oh, that's not it either.
That's not.
No.
Not
email. Email. Not .com.
Oh, you're a funny guy, Dave. I tell you.
I don't think they have .com in Canada.
Okay, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that?
You got it.
No wonder nobody can get a hold of you, Gary. No wonder. All right.
Hey, Gary, can I say one thing about e-bikes?
Go ahead.
I'm tired of being on trails hiking and stuff when an e-bike comes along, and even though it's marked no motorized vehicles or bikes, and I'm sorry, that would be like saying an electric car don't have an engine. Okay.
Well, people only go by the actual laws, and the laws are that an e-bike is the same as a bicycle.
Well,
that's the law. It's not considered a motorized vehicle in any state, province, or country.
They're bigger, heavier, and faster.
I can only tell you what the law is, Don. I know what your opinion is. I get that. That opinion is well versed. But
well, I got a feeling it will eventually change because people are going to get hurt.
Yeah, they are changing in some of the states down here in the U.S. and now they're trying to iron it out. From what I understand, and watching a few YouTube videos, so I'm not a professional in any way, shape, or form, but they're going by how many watts of power these things have. And if you're over a certain wattage of power, you actually do need to be licensed for the street and it's licensed as a motorcycle.
Well, you know, there is trike electric bikes, and them things take up almost as much room as an electric golf cart. But they won't allow electric golf cart, but they'll allow those.
Right.
I'm thinking of Gulf Shores, Alabama. There, Henderson, not Henderson. What's it called? Gulf Shores, Alabama, Henderson State Park, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
I was there 2 months, and they've got several bicycle trails and hiking trails, and I'm sick of them things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know, when e-bikes first came to Canada in the Greater Toronto area, they were outlawed. They weren't allowed to ride on any bicycle paths or on any pathways on the side of the road or any walking trails or anything. And myself and 12 other people, there was 13 of us. We took that to court, and we were against the bicycle union of 80,000 people. And the 13 of us flipped that law and made e-bikes allowed in Ontario.
Good for
so
you.
So you're the guilty party.
You're the one. Yeah.
That's right. It's my fault.
No, that's Canada.
Life with Lenny agrees that 750 watts or over, and I've heard some of these kids pushing 3, 4, 5. I watched one video. It was like 7,000 watts.
Yeah, well, that's not legal.
Yeah, but you know, these cops are looking at an electric bike, and you know,
that's Tesla is what that is.
Yeah. Right.
Well, the biggest and the fastest is called the sooooo, which can go up to like 70 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and that qualifies as a motorcycle to me.
Yeah, really.
It is.
Yeah.
The idea of an e-bike is to have a little motor to help you along, so when you're pedaling down a trail, it gives you some assist. That's the real idea of an e-bike.
Right. Yeah, but what it's turned into is just another electric motorcycle, essentially. And
you know, that's another thing too. You were talking about an e-bike maybe for yourself one day in the future. This was a conversation we had maybe 6 months ago, and I wrote to you about that, but I don't know if you ever saw it. And I would say that if you're a motorcycle rider, don't buy an e-bike. You'll be really disappointed.
No. Right.
Yeah, because you have a real lack of power, a severe lack of range. Right. Like, you know, if you're going to work and you want to go 10 miles each way to work and you don't want to use a car, all the power to you. That's perfect for that. Right. But if you want to go dirt bike riding out in the woods there for 3-4 hours, whatever, it's not going to work.
Right.
Well, Gary, that's exactly what I was thinking. I got motorcycles. Why would I ever want an e-bike?
Exactly.
Right.
It's not the same thing.
If you were limited on what you could haul, if you were limited on what you could carry along with you, an e-bike makes a perfect sense because it gives you that vehicle that you can get into town with if you need something, and where you can't tow a car, maybe you don't have that option. It'll at least give you that. So I can respect where that's coming from, but it's.
I'll revisit that statement when I'm 80. Okay.
Right.
Well, you know, I used when we were fighting the laws for e-bikes in Canada here. I recall a very specific instance where, like, I used to ride my e-bike to go to work, to go shopping, to do everything. That's what an e-bike is for. And we always dealt with people saying, "Aren't bicycles for exercise? Why are you riding a bike with a motor?" Right. So I remember going to a bicycle shop, one that I go to all the time. I bought many bikes from there because I was converting bikes all the time. And these 3 guys came in and they looked at my e-bike outside. They saw me get off it and walk into the store, and they started asking me, "Why don't you pedal your bike? You know, you could use some exercise and stuff like that and what have you." And I told them I ride my bike to go to work, and I ride my bike to get groceries, and I ride it for fun. I said, "What do you ride your bike for?" And they go, "We ride our bikes to keep in shape." I said, "So how'd you get here? Did you come in your car?" Actually, they came in 2 cars. Yeah. So that proved to me like I'm doing what I intended to do with an e-bike was replace my car as much as possible, where they're criticizing me because I'm riding around with a motor on my bike, but I'm using it for shopping, work, what have you. They go to the bicycle shop in their cars.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a mountain bike, and I, ride it from time to time.
Yeah. I don't. I used to. I actually gave that to Miss Karen because I wasn't using it, and she was traveling, and so that gave her an option for getting around. And as far as I know, she still has it and still traveling around on it. But I think she considered doing an e-bike for a long time, and I think that she has come up with a tow solution for her to bring her car along, which hopefully that will work out for her. But yeah, she was considering the e-bike, and at least for something to get in and out of town on.
Right. Well, when we use ours, it's strictly for a pleasure ride now because we haul them in the back of the Jeep, right?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Don, you have a special T-shirt on there. Can you show everybody your T-shirt there?
I don't know. Can
I
everybody
know where
see
you
it?
got that from.
I saw the video. Yeah.
There you go. I did not. I was telling Don, I apologize because I've been working all this week. I have had zero time to go over and check anything out and watch people's videos. So you got over to the very last Blockbuster video.
The only one open on the planet, and it is just like you remembered it 30 years ago or 25 years ago. Yeah, it really is.
Don keeps putting out all this content. I'll never be able to join fantasy football.
It's not competition.
Yes, it is, Don. Yes, it is.
You say that my regular Wednesday video, I have not completely edited a video in 2.5 weeks. Thank God I was 3 weeks ahead.
I don't know how you get 3 weeks ahead, man. I was still videoing or editing my video when the show started.
It's called 40, 50-hour a week editing.
Yeah. And that's what I truly would have rather have been doing this week, not working underneath the truck. Or I've been sick, guys. I have literally from leaving here and going there and working or coming home, I've been in bed, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Don't know if it's actually COVID or not, but it kicked my butt for a week. And I don't know. I did not get tested, but I warned Dave and Brian. I just said, I'm sick. And they're like, we don't care. We got to get you taken care of. So.
Well, testing, I don't know what it'd do for you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have changed anything you did. So,
yeah.
No,
it really wouldn't have changed anything. I had to have that truck back. So, yeah.
At this point, it's mild enough that, it's going to be a short-term cold. That's about it now.
Yeah, I haven't had a fever in 3 or 4 days now, but it has gotten into my lungs, and so I'm doing a little bit of coughing, and so far I've been doing good during the show. But I'm sure as soon as we say goodnight to everybody here, I'm going to go and have a coughing attack. That's just kind of the way that it works.
Yeah, well, that means that you exposed me at least a second time in my life to COVID. So
sharing is caring, Don. Sharing is caring.
Yeah, but you had that last Saturday when we spent the day together sightseeing, and you showed me Ben. So I would think I would have had it by now.
I would think so. Does anybody want to take a pool and see if Don comes down with it? We can start a pool.
Don's got too much alcohol in the blood.
I don't gamble about COVID. I take it seriously, but at the same time, I looked at the numbers a while ago. I think, what was it? What did I tell you? 84 people died yesterday from COVID in the United States, or was it 19?
Out of 300 million, Don, it could be you next. All right. Yeah. I'm watching you. Yeah. I'll keep my eye on you. And if anything happens to Don, I will share it here on the live just to make sure that you guys know. All right. Yeah. Does that make you feel better, Don?
Well, anything for ratings, right?
Anything for ratings. Exactly.
Well, if Don dies, we'll have time for fantasy football.
Yes, you do, Gary. Yes, you do. All right. We're going to talk you.
We don't want you to die, Don. Come on, man.
Oh, I don't want to die.
Don, you got to come to Florida this winter.
No, not going to make it over there.
We're going to Area 51, Gary. That's where we're going next.
Yep.
We're actually, we got a lot of stops along the way. We're kind of lining up where we're going and how we're doing it. We've got ghost towns coming up. We've got Area 51 coming up, which, by the way, we're going to be able to do as long as we don't have any government like blocking the satellites or anything. We're gonna have a live for the first time ever from right outside Area 51 this year.
We may be the first ones to test Starlink in Area 51, whether it works or not, because I Googled it. I can't find anything on YouTube where anybody else tested it yet.
I love it.
Yeah. So
Gary, what have you got coming up?
We'll be back in Arizona for Quartzsite, not this winter, but next winter. This winter, we're just doing Florida. We're going to meet Wayne and Carrie down there. Lenny and Angela will be there.
Nice.
The X Fired Up will be there.
Nice.
I can't think. We're beating up a whole bunch of people in Florida. I can't think of everybody right now, but the emails and the texts are going around. It's going to be a good time.
Outstanding. Don, you and I have the same thing going on, unless you have anything else that I don't know about.
No. We'll be traveling together at least to Las Vegas area. I don't know about after that. I don't know if I'm going to Quartzsite this year or not. I haven't made up my mind. Yeah. I'd be interested in Lake Havasu maybe, but
yeah. I got you.
Well, is
Bob
guys,
doing
another rally?
I have not heard from Bob if there's going to be another rally.
He said he wasn't going to have one this year. So
okay.
Well, I've been trying to talk Bob and do it next year. We'll be there.
I'm trying to talk Bob into doing a Baja rally. So,
Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Next time I'd rather rent a van.
Don, just don't take the trailer.
That's right.
Leave the trailer behind.
It's narrow roads.
Guys, thank you so much for being on.
I gotta say, Carol and I were talking about this the other day. We were laughing back and forth. We were saying, can you imagine how happy the customs agents were when they finally got rid of Don?
I think they were glad to get all three of them out of the country, honestly. So
yeah, well, again, that's why my first video down there was, now I know what it's like to be probed by aliens, because that's what it felt like.
Well, that's the thing. If customs commits to searching your vehicle and then they open up the doors and it's Don, oh my God.
Yeah, right.
Like, who's got more stuff than Don?
Right. I'm helping him get rid of some of that stuff. We're gonna go through it. I need to put my coach on a diet, and we need to put Don's trailer on a diet.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit overweight.
Yeah.
Bob just posted no rally for 23.
Yep, no rally for 23. So, well, I don't know. We'll I will still be down there December through January. I won't miss it, and we'll figure something up.
Hey, Dave, let's show up at Bob's house and have a rally at his house.
Right.
Yeah, that gate's only about 3.5 feet high.
Can we pull off a rally at Area 51? Maybe we could pull off a rally at Area 51.
Who would come?
The aliens would be there.
There you go.
Right. So, we're
and the camo guys.
The camo dudes will be there. Yeah.
I mean, they'll stay at distance, but
All right. This is going way over time. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I am so glad that you guys could be on there. We will see you guys. I don't know, next week, next month. I don't know. We'll just have to see it. But I'm going to give X Fired Up the last night, the last word of the night right there. Night all, safe travels, take care, and get well soon, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, look at that. Well, I can't say it, but I already gave X Fired Up the last, but Don, excuse me, Bob says Mexican train tournament in Yuma.
I love it.
I love it. We could do that. We could
now that I'm
absolutely do
interested
that.
in. Now that I would drive to Yuma for.
There you go. There's something to it, Bob. There's something to it.
X
All right.
Fired Up. We'll see you in December.
All right. You guys take care.
Well,
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
All right. Bye-bye. It was good hanging out with you guys. We ran a little bit over time, but we're going to go ahead and call it a night. So glad that you could be here. Live life full time. We'll see you guys next week from, I have no idea where, if we can even pull it off, but I'm going to be better. I'll be better. So take care, everybody. Have a good week. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh.